Right, Rich.
Let's go.
So they keep announcing these Dexter spin-offs and prequels and sequels.
Yeah, like to this point, we're starting to expect if they're gonna just do like the Donut Man, Dexter, original donut. And it's just the POV. Every episode begins with Dexter in the donut shop, and then he just goes, "Thanks, man," and he just leaves. That'll be the plot.
Yeah, I figured what we could do is a stupid movie about the Dexter Multiverse. We constantly have different Dexters coming out of Marvel portals.
Yeah.
So, you know in Deadpool, where we learned about, like, anchor beings and stuff with Wolverine?
Mm-hmm.
How Logan was the anchor being of the Boxverse?
Yeah.
What if Dexter kills someone, and that person was, like, his universe's anchor being?
I was either thinking that, or like Dexter's not meant to die, or something.
Okay, so
and like, what if he goes to kill someone and he slips and cracks his neck? It's so silly. What if he lets someone get away and then they go and kill like an anchor being? Dexter's not even the anchor being of that universe.
Okay, so we start and it's Dexter stalking a victim, and he does a monologue like "Tonight's the night," and he's creeping up on this guy, and he's got like the needle in his hand, and as he's about to like pierce his skin, he just slips up and breaks his neck.
It's just a stupid scene, isn't it? I love it. And then, so wait, did he have to save that universe or something?
Yeah, I reckon we're the time traveling
TVA.
Yeah, can we have like a TVA? But
yeah, they're called because I think they're called the Time Variant Agency. So we have one called the Dexter Variant, the DVA.
TVA, right?
Maybe that's it. This is the Prime Dexter universe. We open up and it's like we open up and it's like at the bottom right it says Dexter Prime, like Earth 616. This Dexter's got like...
So is this the Dexter we follow in the TV show?
I want to say no.
Okay.
I feel like, what if we take our Dexter and he's like in season 8 of his life? So he's all fucking depressed and like everything's shit. He's like, in my universe, we have body doubles for kids on treadmills. What? No, and I want to hinge it on Rita. So in Dexter Prime, Rita's still alive.
Was that Harrison on the treadmill, man?
Yeah. Because
maybe it's like something's wrong with this universe. I saw Harrison fall off a treadmill yesterday, and he looked like a grown man.
Yeah, he briefly turned into a grown man. Oh, well, I like this idea. So what if it's a Dexter in between New Blood and season 8?
Yeah.
He's the one we follow, our Dexter. He's like depressed. He's past his prime. And then the DVA grab him.
Man, imagine how freaked out Dexter would be. He's like on his way to a crime scene when suddenly a big like Marvel portal like opens up.
So he's doing it. Tonight's the night.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again and again. And then the portal just opens up.
The DVA come out and say, Dexter, we need your help with something. And they do that scene like the guy did in Deadpool and Wolverine where he's showing them like all the screens. And it's just, it's all just playing clips of Dexter.
And like several of them, he does the little spin. And then the head of the DVA is like, I still don't know why you do that.
You need to explain that.
Because Dexter does a little spin every time he leaves a room. Like, I can't understand. Like, he faces the inward inside of the room, holds the door, looks in, says something really dramatic in the voiceover, and then turns away and spins out. Man, it's fucking amazing. It's like pantomime.
I imagine throughout this like movie, we'll have portals open. Dexter's going in. Can he do the little spin before he goes through the portal?
And it makes no sense because there's no like handled door. It's just a little door-shaped thing. Oh, that's perfect. So it's like Dexter Prime needs a Dexter, and he's like, you pick me. He's like, oh no, you're here just to pad the room out. He's like, what? And he's like, wait, so who else? He goes, let me show you the team. Let me show you original sin Dexter, and it's like the younger version of him. And then Dexter's like, that's not me. His wig's not big enough.
Well, can we have a Dexter who's just wearing a wig? And they're like, this is young Dexter.
This is a young Dexter. Perfect.
There's one that you left out, man.
Oh, I forgot. Hit me.
Debster. It's like, if Deb had the edge instead of Dexter. Can we also just have like fancy, like posh Dexter? He's just like Dexter, but he's like got slicked back hair and he's wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah, every time he just says, charmed, I'm sure. Charmed them, sure.
Right, we've set all this up, but we're in like some.
So basically, they're auditioning for Dexter Prime, which is like the one who slipped and broke his neck.
Right.
And it's like, that's the universe that is everyone's perfect idea of what a Dexter series is.
Wait.
And if that dies, so like basically the law is that everyone hopes that this is what we get. So that's why they continue watching all the other universes, because maybe one day we'll get Dexter Prime. So it's meant to be a perfect realm that like is never achieved. But if that dies, the dream dies.
So they've got these Dexters together to audition to replace the Dexter who slipped and broke his neck.
Yeah.
How do they audition?
So basically, they just get all let loose into Dexter Prime.
What, have they got targets or something?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so stupid. Yeah. So they all take turns every day.
Imagine walking down a dark alley and then suddenly a portal opens up and a Dexter wearing a tuxedo does a little spin.
Charmed and sure.
Why is he spinning?
Why did he spin? Charmed, I'm sure.
But,
and they all get led into the alleyway, and it's like, whoever gets him first.
Right.
Imagine being that killer who like gets surrounded by 8 Dexters. It's like, what the fuck?
Can one of them be wearing... So in episode 1 of Dexter, for no reason, he's wearing like cling film around his head.
Yeah. He like appears from the shadows and he's like trying to breathe. He's like, and it's like, he has the poker hole and he's like, it looks so cool.
Not practical, but cool. And he's just like, you alright, dude? He turns around and there's posh Dexter, charmed, I'm sure. Can we then cut to the scene in like the DVA where they're just watching this unfold?
Yeah, and he goes, I think I went a bit too far in some places. What if that's the villain? The DVA is the villain because they've just hired a new director who's basically George Lucas. So the big issue is that he's been hired to help direct the Dexter Prime, and he's got really bad ideas, and his idea was you can all just audition at once, and now he's watching it on the screen. His assistant's like, do you think maybe you could have just like took turns? He's like, that appears to be the best idea at the moment, yes. So then he tries to recall them. Man,
that would have made so much more sense. Just do it one at a time and send them 5 Dexters out.
And they're all just like fighting, doing like Dexter moves, spinning around the room with needles in their teeth. And there's like loads of people doing voiceover dialogue. And it's like, I gotta do this for my family, gotta do this for Rita, the Cody and Esther, oh my god. And they're all doing flips.
Maybe in the DVA room, they can hear the monologue. Yeah. So they just hear like 7 different monologues all at once, and they're like, we can't understand what any of them are saying.
And then there's like a hope meter on the far right, it's like, sir, the Dexter hope is going down. We might get cancelled. He's like, Showtime will never do that. Yeah. We're the only damn IP.
Yeah. They've already commissioned us for 2 more spin-offs as we've been studying.
Yeah.
Posh Dexter's already got his own spin-off now.
Yeah. So basically, like, he goes, the chicanery can't go on long enough, and he tries to recall them.
Right.
But then they eventually put the killer to sleep, and then the door opens up, and it's like, right, come back. And then all the Dexters are like, no, fuck that. Who won? And it's like, I'll tell you when you come back through the door.
Right.
And then all of them are like, no, that's stupid. And they just run off into Dexter Prime. So,
but man, wouldn't they all go to the same place? They'd all try and go to like his apartment, wouldn't they?
Yeah. So they're all like trying to fight to get in, and maybe they make a truce and they're like, the DVA can control us at any moment. We gotta stick together.
Right.
Like, so how do we do this then? Every one of them's like, we got Miami Metro in the morning, and they're like, oh fuck.
Do we all go? We've only got 1 pass. They've got 1 ID between them.
So You have to like try and get them out of this universe. So how would they do that? And like the DVA start threatening to send a big Dexter. I don't know.
Which Dexter would turn against the others, do you reckon? Do you reckon it's Dexter from New Blood?
Yeah, because he's like, he wants a chance at like a good story.
Maybe it's just that he's been in the woods for ages and they drag him out of being a lumberjack and he's like, I'm just a lumberjack now, leave me alone. And they're like, you can go back to that life, that perfect life. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. You just need to do this one thing for us.
Yeah, I think that's it actually. So what, the DVA send in New Blood?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, all right, we need you to go after original Sin Dexter first. he's the most vulnerable.
He's the youngest. He's the one who wants to go back to Christian Slater. Anyway, yeah, so maybe New Blood starts hunting them all down.
I love how they call him Christian Slater instead of Harry.
Yeah, good point. New Blood hunts him down. Maybe he's like dead sad throughout it.
It's Miami Heat and he's wearing this big overcoat. He's dressed for Alaska.
He probably gets arrested day one for wearing too much. So he takes out original sin. New Blood eventually learns the DVA evil, and like they're trying to make people live a certain life that they can't live. Maybe that's when New Blood meets Rita, and he's like, "What? Wait, what? Rita's alive in this universe?"
Right.
And then they all bond over the fact that the Rita's died, except original sin. He's like, "Who the fuck's Rita?"
Imagine how freaked out Rita would be if she opened the door and there's just 5 Dexters stood there. Her boyfriend's just died. He died in this universe. When they all knock on the door, she'll be freaked out and she'll be like, no, you're dead, it can't be you. And then he enters the room by doing a little spin and she's like, oh my god, it is.
I can see that spin a mile off. It's revealed the DVA. Did you replay the camera from that night when he slipped and fell? Right. You just see someone place a banana.
Right.
A hand reaches out from behind the cupboard and places the banana on the floor. You're like, see, it was a setup. The DVA wanted him dead.
Why'd they kill him like he was a cartoon?
Because he's so perfect and amazing that he wouldn't have thought of a cartoonish way to die.
Right.
He thought he would have died in a glorious battle.
So do we just end this on a big fight? where there's a bunch of Dexters with needles and knives.
What starts to happen is they need to believe that they're a team and that they're all the same Dexter. And this is what there'll be like a big dramatic moment in the DVA office where all of the dialogues start lining up.
Oh, like all their monologues, and they can finally understand it.
Tonight. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We hear "Tonight's the Night" from all of them through the TV screens.
And it'll be a big speech as like, every one of us is a Dexter.
Man, that's unironically quite a good moment in an otherwise really stupid thing.
I fully got goosebumps. So what they start doing is, in Dexter Prime, they start just killing everyone and breaking the code. Because it's like, basically, they're going to try and destroy the Dexter law so that like the DVA let them go.
Right.
So it's just en masse killings. Tonight.
Just walking through Miami slaughtering people.
Yeah, and slowly but surely, like the Showtime budget is getting decreased in the DVA office.
Wait, the DVA start getting calls. We're cancelling Original Sin. It's like,
he's like, no! Yeah, and like that, maybe Original Sin, the first to fade out in a Thanos like fashion. They're like, it was worth it.
So one by one, as Showtime start calling the DVA and cancelling the spin-offs, each one of the like 17 spin-offs you've commissioned, these Dexters start fading out, and eventually everything starts fading out to nothing. That's the worst thing we've ever done.
That was fucking bonkers, man. Absolute mayhem.